last time on just to see how far it is. Refreshed after a wonderful 2-day recharge, it was back on the road and life returned back to normal for the Geluk farm locals. This little road I drive past so often, past Karoo Dam, maybe I stop to take a quick photograph and off I go. So cool just to take time out, make a lunch. I mean, you can't get a restaurant with a better view than this. And I'm absolutely blown away. This is the last place you expect to find a modern art gallery and a collection like this. Mapsa is something that is absolutely mind-blowing. It's amazing how far man will walk for cold beer. Cheers. And so it was our final night in New Bethesda and a fitting place for our last supper. Barbara, talk to me about your magic you're creating here, because it's unbelievable.
So this is Sterling's. It's our little restaurant in the middle of the Karoo. We've been here for just over 3 years. Johan's parents, grandparents and great-grandparents actually are from here. So that's where our history's from. But and Opa Sterling, who we named the restaurant after, who's not around anymore, but his spirit definitely is. We wanted to pay homage to him and the history that the family has in this village. People can experience love and home food, but cooked with a really, you know, like an edge, inspired cooking. I think our vision and our mission is just to firstly source local. We grow a lot of our own stuff, and if we can't grow it, then we either get it from nearby or know who our suppliers are. I'm big on creating a new flavor profile. So there's a lot of stuff that people have not maybe experienced eating or tasting. They might have smelt a rose, but they've never eaten a rose petal.
Okay.
Kapokbos, all our medicinal plants that we're using, that is stuff that still the old generation is using to cure themselves, but now bringing into our food is we're putting medicine into our bodies, and how important is it to put medicine into our bodies and not have to swallow a tablet.
It's made of wilde owls, wildermint and veld tea with a little bit of honey. It's to boost your immune stelsel and prepare the mouth for the food that is coming.
Yes, we need that with COVID, eh?
Yes. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thanks. Boost my immune system. It's not tequila. She's actually bloody nice, eh? You want to ice like 1.5 liters of this, put it in your fridge and take it as a refreshing drink every morning. It's pretty good. It's good. I survived.
And also we try and be out of the box with plating, so you won't just get your food on a
No, I'm on a
traditional
stone.
round plate, so you've got a fossilized riverbed.
Oh my word.
So yeah, so you're eating on a little piece of history, of New Bethesda history.
Don't worry, I won't take it home
That's
with me.
cool. I don't know if you'll be able to fit it in your rucksack, it might be too heavy.
The food has been so good, and it's prepared with love and care and unusual ingredients. I love what Barbara was telling us about trying to bring the medicinal side of things in and incorporate that into our modern food. I think is genius. This is going to be interesting because I've got a garlic ice cream and a lemon verbena infused lemon tartlet. I'm going to go for the garlic ice cream because you think, geez, like how on earth does that work? What Barbara was saying is the climate here in New Bethesda is actually really good for garlic, for growing it, and she likes ice cream, so why not put the two together? It mucks with your head a little bit because ice cream is meant to not deliver, I suppose, a flavour and a sense of taste that is related to I'm throwing food in my wok and I'm about to get cooking. It's just messes with your head completely, but bloody hell, it's good. That's good. Bizarre. What an interesting flavour. Okay, let's get into this burger. See, I love lemon. Like, I love the tart of the tart. That is good. But that is something that you're not going to find anywhere else. She's a genius, really. Really am blown away by New Bethesda. We went with the plan of staying for one night, ended up staying for 2, could easily have made it 5 nights. The dogs absolutely loved it because that entire place is pet friendly. I mean, the horses are walking free in the streets, the goats are roaming. It really is an amazing place. And I'm blown away by the foodie culture as well. Every place we went to for a meal was seriously top notch. I mean, shock horror, we never even went to the Owl House. I mean, that is essentially what put New Bethesda on the map. We never went to see it because there's so much more that the town offers. It is the quintessential little Karoo town. They've nailed it. It's so easy for places like that to become too commercial, but nice to know the locals are committed to maintaining New Bethesda, the charm of the place. Heading now to Hogsback, another really cool spot that I've been to quite a few times. We're routing the R61 towards Craddock and then onto Tarkastad. What an amazing road. I've never been on it, and I'm kind of wishing that Jonathan was here with the drone right now, because the landscapes and the vistas are just wow. And for me as a petrol head, roads that you're just happy to drive on. A little bit sad, not just to leave New Bethesda, but sad that we're nearing the end of our 30-day adventure. Port Elizabeth is just down the road. I'll enjoy it while it lasts. It's raining. Other side of Craddock, it is pouring with rain. I love that smell though of fresh rain in the Karoo. But it is washing all the dirt, all the dust that we've picked up on our adventures. Gone. So Susie's getting cleaned the right way, by nature. It's fate, because the one thing we haven't really had on this entire trip is having to camp in the rain. Yeah, we had that little freak apocalyptic storm in the Krabies, but this is in for 2 days, raining, and it would just happen to be the last 2 days of just to see how far it is when I've committed to wild camping. About to see if I'm a man or a mouse. Eish. I'd like to introduce you to one of the best bedrooms in the world. Check this out. Not crap, eh? You know, when you look through overlanding catalogues and they try and sell you on this lifestyle, this is the centerfold. You can't beat this. The rain clouds are rolling in, so I pretty much packed up stuff and jumped into the rooftop tent and with the flap down, just enjoying the peace and tranquility as the clouds blow past overhead. It's just amazing. It's cold, but yet I feel so warm. This is maybe the best place we've camped at. Hey Jamie boy, Is that heaven? Is that heaven? Oh, lovely, hey? Lovely. So I had this fabulous idea of whipping up a nice pasta for tonight. What I was going to do, I'd taken out some boerewors a day or two ago and probably got to New Bethesda. We ended up not cooking our own food and eating out every night because it was so lekker there. So I was going to fry that up, and it's actually quite cool. You break it down and use that as the meat essentially in the pasta, and mix it up with a nice tomato based sauce. That was the plan. It is flippin' cold, it is raining, so it is really challenging to get any cooking done. So off the back of my D-Max, I've set up the little gas burner and I've made a little barricade to keep the wind away, and I am instead opting for the easy option. I mean, Jamie Oliver doesn't have to cook in these conditions, so why should I? So yeah, we're just going to whip up some noodles. The dogs ate upstairs in the tent. They were like so yeah, this is cool. I'm glad we're finally getting to have a bit of rain on the trip. I think this is why it's called a good morning. It's not even 5 o'clock yet and you wake up to this. It's just, oh, it's magnificent. And as the owner Marcus said to us in Hogsback, that in this region you probably do get all 4 seasons in a day. So who knows, it could be blazing hot in 2 hours. But I love this. I love the mist rolling in over the mountains. Just so quiet. It's amazing. I really am blown away by this place. It's again another truly special find in South Africa. Just we live in an amazing place. My soul's happy. Mark was right. With the sun burning through the fog, it was time for a breakfast fry-up. Talk about a kitchen with a view. All smiles.
Try hold with your one hand and reel the stack up with the other hand. There's a whole lot of stuff. Yeah. That's the way he puts it. That's like, so that other 2-year-old I said was early maturing. That lazy one. Yeah. So it produced eggs last year and they put a lot of energy into that and they lose a bit of fight. This is obviously like a healthy one that hasn't matured yet. So similar size and age but much stronger for its size. Yes. Strong for its size.
How old's that then?
This will be like 2 years.
Tag and release.
Yeah, very strong for its size. But nice healthy fish.
Cool, eh? Bye-bye, boy. Hey Mark, that doesn't get fresher, eh?
Jamie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's beautiful. Welcome to the chaos. Can we call this heaven?
You're welcome.
And this is your home.
Paradise.
It's amazing. I mean, it's when we drove in here yesterday, I was actually blown away by the beauty. Not something you take for granted, I hope.
No, but it did take me to travel a lot around the world and around South Africa to realize that the backyard I grew up in was actually this piece of paradise.
And farming was always something that you were interested in, but I'm assuming you left Hogsback and you left the region and pursued other interests.
Farming's you've got to either inherit a farm or go and make money somewhere. You can't borrow money to go farming. It's not an easy lifestyle. You're not there for the income, you're there for the outcome sort of thing. So my dad had said to me, look, we've got a business going, do the business, let the business get the farm, and that's what I did. I was able to in 2000 come back to the area and purchase this piece of land.
But you're very involved in looking after the land and bringing it back to what it is, sustainable farming, I guess. What does that mean?
Well, I think sustainable, we've gone a bit past it. So I actually call myself a regenerative farmer. Our health starts in the soil. With healthy soil, healthy microbes, healthy plants, healthy cattle, healthy food for us, healthy people. So, hospitals and doctors are roomers in our family.
So how do you change the farming then with the cattle?
You actually mimic nature and you observe how does nature work, because we think we're very clever as the Homo sapiens species, but I tell you what, nature's been going for millions of years and it's a lot more resilient. So that's what we're trying to do here. If I roll back the thing, there'd be a lightning strike. Lightning would start a fire, but only moribund grass burns. This short green grass doesn't burn. But what will happen after that burn is you'll get fresh green grass coming, and it'll attract all the herds of eland or blessbuck or whatever was in the area. They would eat it, they will trample it, they will urinate on it, they will dung on it, then they want to eat where their dung is, so they move off. So what happens? The grass gets a rest. Now we can't go around, we've got forestry next door. They sort of frown on us lighting fires. It's not good for their trees.
Yeah.
So what we try and do is we try and mimic that by having lots of camps and doing high density grazing and then keeping the cattle out and giving the grass a rest. So it's about short time in, long time out. Yeah, and
you're seeing the benefits already. I mean, we were talking about a toad that everyone believed was extinct, and now guys are coming in and going, hey, actually they're happy and thriving.
Yeah, you're quite right. The Amatola toad, they came for the final, they hadn't been spotted for 10 or 11 years. And on top of that mountain, just over the edge over there, under a lip, we lifted up a stone, and lo and behold, there was a toad. So okay, they weren't extinct, we found one. So then there was a bit more searching, we found a few more. That first year, I think 60% were found on our farm here. We've had 6 years of drought. This is the first decent spring that we've had. And lo and behold, my son goes with one of the guys from Rhodes University, and they found 14 in the morning. They got tired of looking. I mean, there's 14 toads. I haven't seen that in 30 years, Plus the breeding sites with thousands and thousands of tadpoles.
It's amazing.
So there it is. So now...
Are you going to protect this area?
Yes, yeah. It's the Elandsburg Private Nature Reserve. It hasn't been gazetted, but the contract's lying on my desk for signing. So fairly shortly, that whole mountain top and about 800 hectares of land from just past these trees will be a proclaimed nature reserve.
One of the many walks you can enjoy in Hogsback. I mean, this is the shortest, the easiest and the closest to town. The little walk up to the 39 Steps waterfall, but it's in such a beautiful little garden. There are all these little paths that link up, and obviously with the rain the water is flowing, and that sound for me is just absolutely amazing. Hogsback is known for certain things, but there's a lot more going on here.
How much memory have you got on this? because there's a lot you can talk about over here. Yeah. No, look, we're unique, eh? To be continually be told that we're such a hidden gem is not what we really want to hear. So we want to tell people we've got stuff to do here.
When did the hotel happen? I mean, because it's quite a project for you to be farming and then still dabbling in hospitality.
I think I'm a sucker for punishment. Okay, so the hotel happened in 1860. It's been a hotel since 1880. And yeah, at a stage in life where I'd sold the business and the development, had a few pennies in my pocket, took some friends up for a weekend, stayed at the hotel, where incidentally I was a barman during my varsity holidays.
Completing the circle.
I thought, okay, well, I've been on that side of the bar, I've been on this other side of the bar now. Yeah, and the owners at the time were wanting to get out, and I lay awake that night thinking, yo, I can do something with this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had a few beers too many and bought the hotel. That was in 2007. In 2008 to 2010, we went through a really big refurb. We built luxury suites, we built a conferencing center. It's not about the thread count and the linen, it's about the experience that you have here. And we've got so much to offer experience-wise. But my passion is actually on this farm. And I wanted to get my teeth in here without the distraction to develop this farm to the vision that we as a family have got. So I leased out the hotel. But unfortunately our tenants didn't survive the COVID thing. And on Friday the 31st of July I was a happy farmer, and on Saturday morning the 1st of August I was a hotelier again.
Back in business.
It was like it, yeah. And the first event there was my son's wedding last night.
No, I mean that
which
was
I'm still kind of reeling with. I don't know if it's the tequila or the wedding, but
But listen, I mean we went and had a look. The venue looked absolutely amazing, and it's a big space you've got there.
I'm very pleased with the way it's turned out, and we seem to have a lot of smiley faces last night.
Thank you for allowing us to wild camp here. To wake up to this it's special. So thank you for that spoil.
No, it's a pleasure. Yeah.
So the plan was to have a nice salad, probably use some tin tuna, use the ingredients that we've got in our fridge, and then, I mean, what do? Mark brings you like trout from the dam. I've had trout before, I've never had to do it myself. And when he came back and he saw what I had done, he's like, oh, you can also do it that way. So I think what I was meant to have done was actually throw the whole fish down, and he was explaining it to me that you can then, as it cooks on, there's a line down the body and you can actually just flay it open. I've done it a bit differently. It's actually bloody nice because we put a bit of white wine, that garlic, some lemon and some chili. I suppose this is like ceviche. I mean, the lemon juice is going to start cooking it anyway. So actually, let me try that. Bloody hell, I think it's actually good just like that. But let's give this a little cook. Won't take long. Life does not get any better. Seriously, I don't think so. Absolutely amazing. Perfect day. Good food. Boy's happy. It was a big weekend for the family with the wedding of Justin and Storm, and family and friends were making the most of the time together, hanging out. Talk about a bird's eye view. While they were having fun, I took working remotely to a whole new level, recording an interview for my motoring show.
Last year, I attended my very first DTM race at the Norris Ring as a guest of BMW South Africa to support local race ace Sheldon van der Linde, who was then in his rookie season. We caught up with him to reflect on 2020 and importantly look forward to the year ahead.
Sheldon, we've got to chat and hang out in some pretty cool locations, but my office today I think is kick-ass. Sitting on the banks of a dam on a farm outside Hogsback. And where are you? Stuck in Germany?
Yeah, first of all, I got to say your view over there looks really nice. I personally can't wait to get back to South Africa again. It's been years since I've been there and since we last chatted. I remember the last time I chatted.
Can't believe it's the last night. It's gone by so quickly and feeling very reflective. It just seems appropriate that we've got a little fire going. Been special. Been really, really cool. Great people that have opened up their homes and their farms and they shared their lives and their stories with us, which have been really fantastic. It's going to be weird going back home and back to normal. Well, that's it. Susie is all packed up for the very last time. What an adventure it has been. All that's left for me to do is have one last swim. Come on guys, let's go. Come on. That's it, we are home. It's been an epic 30-day road trip, I'm not going to lie, but it's good to be home. It's good to settle down, unpack and have a bloody good long hot shower. We've done just shy of 5,000 kilometers and Susie never missed a beat. Really, really cool. We didn't have a lot of opportunity to cruise on open roads. Most of our stuff was gravel road. Obviously we are fully laden and we're sitting with a massive sail, which is the rooftop tent. So the car's heavy and it's obviously not very aerodynamic. So the fuel consumption is a little bit higher than you would have expected. But given the situation, I think it's pretty good. We've averaged 12 litres per 100 in the 3 litre D-Max. What an awesome adventure. Thank you to Susie for getting us home safely in one piece. Oh, and I'd like to mention, so much driving on rugged, rough gravel roads, not one puncture with our General Grabber 83s. That's pretty impressive, eh? Home Jerome. Sure, now to plan the next one. Hello, welcome home. Welcome home. Are you home, boy? Go on. Hello, Jamie boy, go. Let's go. Come on. Good to be home, huh? Not really. They didn't race up the stairs like I thought. It's been just over 4 months since we got home from our road trip, and standing at home and thinking back to where it all started in the middle of lockdown, scared, frustrated, certainly bloody uncertain about work and life in general.
At that point, I had no idea just what a massive impact my little adventure would have on my life and how it would change my life. And at a time when I think all we really needed was a massive hug, this road trip made me fall in love with our incredible country and the wonderful people that we have all over again. I think it's so easy to become consumed by all the nonsense that we read in the media and on our social media pages. It's all doom and gloom and politicians fighting to be relevant. Yet on the road, that's not what I saw. I saw communities that were working together. I met complete strangers who were only too willing to welcome me into their homes and onto their farms, and just was overwhelmed by the sense of kindness and generosity and warmth. Should these not be the stories that we are sharing and the things we are telling? And that is what became my key focus then with Just to See How Far It Is. This trip for me was also a massively empowering one because I had to learn a couple of new skills. Now, usually I would have editors that take all the footage and put the story together for me, but there was no budget with this trip. So there I was learning how to edit on my laptop using iMovie. So I do want to put my hand up and just say sorry for any dodgy transitions or some bad audio mixes, but what an unbelievable experience. I mean, editing in itself is so time consuming, but it's also massively rewarding, and sitting here and going through all of this footage, pretty much got to relive the whole trip again. And obviously I got to tell the story personally, my story. But I've also found myself like thinking back to that first day when we got on the road. What the hell was I thinking? How did I honestly think that I could be in a different place every single night and at the same time be documenting all of this stuff? I mean, I've been in television for over 20 years. I know the challenges that go with filming. Yeah, and I've got my 3 dogs going along with me. Just sheer madness. But I certainly couldn't have done it without the massive help from my partner, as well as my cameraman who came along for the most part of the trip. Big shout out to them. Look, there are plenty of people I need to thank. Firstly, all the guys that believed in this crazy idea and made it a reality. I've obviously thanked all of them personally. But I want to thank the people that are Just to See How Far It Is. Those of you that welcomed me into your lives and shared your stories with me. I honestly just hope that I was able to portray the warmth and the kindness and the generosity that you showed me. That for me is the most important part. And each and every one of you that liked the messages and reshared the posts and crucially also commented. For me it was so heartwarming, so genuine, so real, and it just made me realize that Just to See How Far It Is isn't just about me, but it's also engaging, connecting with all of you out there. So I hope that in some small way I've inspired you to get out there just to see how far it is and to fall in love with South Africa. It's a beautiful place. And then, most importantly, Milla, Jamie and Oscar. I mean, they are the real stars of the show. You know what the incredible thing is with dogs? They, those of you that have will know, they love you unconditionally. And for me, they are the reason that I get up every day. They make me smile when I'm down, and yeah, they don't judge. They're just amazing. And in a way, I don't think we actually deserve dogs, but there's so much we can learn from them. They don't know now or just now, they only know now. They immerse themselves 100% in the moment. That's all they live for. And wouldn't it be cool if in some way we could do the same? And for me, the joy of taking them along wherever I go is that I want to give them cool stories that they can share with the dogs that they meet along the way. So that's it. Yeah, I want to do this again. I want to keep doing it actually, just to see how far it is.